Yeehaw, soldiers, this is my name is current video, and this is What If Naruto Had a Tenseigan, Part 0, or Part 1, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's Part 0. I like that format. So, why don't we get into some of the basics of this What If? Because a lot of you guys would probably say, well, how the heck would Naruto get the Tenseigan? Well, let's just get right into that. So in this version of events, unlike the original canon version of Naruto, Minato would be full Hyuga, because it's easier for me to go with someone like Minato, because you can do a lot with his character, because we don't know much about his parents at all. So that's pretty split. Him and Kushina would still fall in love, but Minato would be living as an orphan of the Hyuga clan, and him and Hiyashi would have a definitely bigger relationship as probably around the time in canon, because there'll probably be some nice conversations with each other, and they both can relate because they're both Hyuga. At the moment, so everything around there remains the same up until we get into after the Fox attack. Minato and Kushina's versions will still die, unfortunately, because of the fact, well, there's nothing stopping that, unfortunately. But in this version, Naruto will be born half Hyuga and half Uzumaki. But the problem here is that as soon as Naruto is born, he eventually will awaken nothing that's unlike the Byakugan, but it's also something that has accelerated from the birth of from the Uzumaki and Hyuga cell combination. So basically, he has an accelerated version of the Byakugan. He actually now will go into a Tenseigan form instead of the actual Byakugan form, because of his half Hyuga, half Uzumaki cells. Now I feel like this was a more reasonable explanation because of the fact that it's very hard to get the Tenseigan in real life. You have to get the eyes of a pure Byakugan as an Otsutsuki. I decided to make this the parameters in which Naruto gets the Tenseigan because I think it just makes sense. I mean, who likes Uzumaki cells, right? So how would I break down the Tenseigan's abilities? Because we kind of know a bit about the Tenseigan, but we don't know much about it. Well, the Tenseigan's abilities will be like this. They're going to be very similar to the Rinnegan. They grant the user all 5 chakra natures, and they will also be able to grant the 6 paths of pain, or essentially the 6 paths, essentially. So Naruto can literally do anything the Rinnegan can do, plus his chakra cloak, eventually. But would Naruto have full control over it? Not as a toddler, are you crazy? So when would this be figured out? Well, Naruto's eyes would naturally have a different color to them, as they would probably have around the same, would have the Tenseigan color, but which is kind of rare. And Hiyashi would probably take care of Naruto due to the fact that he did know Minato in his childhood, and would probably be aware that with this type of that they would have a bit of a childhood, because I think Minato would try to confide that in Hiyashi. So Hiyashi wouldn't necessarily hate Naruto in this version or have little respect for him, as well as the fact that Hinata would probably not love Naruto in this version. Why? I ain't doing incest. But what if you want me, seriously, what do you want me to do? Pull off a Sweet Home Alabama? Come on. This one's actually going to be a certain blonde-haired girl. If you didn't catch that, I really don't know what else to do other than just say, So, but besides that, Naruto, Hinata, and Neji will actually grow up and have a bit of a healthier relationship. Now, another bit of a change from the original canon version is from the night of Hinata's kidnapping. Naruto, as a young 4-year-old boy, would hear that Hinata is a bit captured, and then Naruto would probably try to take action as a 4-year-old, but he doesn't have that much chakra to begin with, and he step out, and the ninja's about to take him. Naruto's eyes turn into the Tenseigan powers up, and he actually ends up killing the Cloud Ninja accidentally. Which kind of goes into a throwback of my boy Mizuki, or I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, Toneri, my boy Toneri in the Naruto last movie, literally splitting the moon in half by accident. So my boy Naruto literally just kills the ninja by literally splitting his part of his body apart, ends up saving Hinata in the process. So would the Cloud Ninja want to declare war? I don't know if A wants to declare war on and have this pride hurt, when one of his top ninja Jonin got killed by a kid who hasn't even hit 5 years old yet. And but more, it wasn't the fact that Naruto is overpowered in this. It has like better than the enemy ninja. It's just he's more firepower than him at the moment. Plus, he just activated off on accident. So in Naruto's childhood just goes around the same way as it did. He is actually not exactly. He's actually more sheltered in this version because Hiyashi's actually caring about him. There are going to be some detractors to Hyuga clan because he has the nine tails still inside of him, but Hiyashi relative. But they're not going to challenge Hiyashi, and they're definitely not going to try to do anything to harm Naruto. Especially when they also have a realization that he has a very powerful dojutsu at the moment. Neji actually ends up growing a bit of a friendship with Naruto as the years go on, and Neji has a bit more respect for Naruto because of the power that he wields. Now, how would Naruto grow up in this timeline? Well, I decided to give Naruto a couple techniques. One was the lightning ball technique, the other one was the air bullets technique. I was thinking about vacuum spear like Danzo, but I felt like that was a bit too high a rank, so I decided to go with air bullets. So eventually he would move up to vacuum spear. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is how would he do in terms of the Yakugan. Well, essentially with the Tenseigan, I would also given him enhanced abilities that the Yakugan would allow him. So essentially, he would be able to do kind of similar things with the Tenseigan. But again, a lot of the abilities from the Tenseigan are kind of unknown because we only got a bit of a smaller sample size, and then that was about it because it was just a fight until we got into the point where Naruto and Hinata, started dating. So what would happen here? Well, unlike in the original version of events here, one, Naruto and Hinata are more of like a sister relationship more than like a romantic couple. Because again, no sweet Alabama here, and we also have and again, Neji is less of a prick here because again his father hasn't died, and so yeah, that's a very massive positive. So what's the other big thing that's going to happen in this story? Well, Naruto is also respected by his classmates. So due to this, Naruto is actually very popular, and one of those girls that actually catches his attention a bit is Ino Yamanaka. So they're not going to start dating right away, but it could probably happen sometime around when they graduate or a little bit later than that. I'm not going to give away when, but I'll just let you know that it could happen at any point in time now. And again, no Naruhina for this one. So next point I want to get into is where would he be in terms of the class? So Naruto would rank first as Rookie of the Year because he has an overpowered jutsu. So that's a very massive positive for Naruto. At the end of the day, Naruto and Hinata are establishing more of a healthier relationship with each other as again more of a brother sister look, and the seeds for Naruto and Nino pairing are being set as they kind of become friends over the course of the series. Sakura will tolerate Naruto more in this timeline because she's not the main center of attention, and she can focus on Sasuke all she wants. And in this version of events, Sasuke actually respects Naruto as a rival because of the fact that Naruto is seen as a bit more of a prodigy in this timeline, and he also is seen as more of a bit of a figure that Sasuke has to topple. The Uchiha massacre will still happen the same way because I don't think Naruto could necessarily stop that. And I kind of like Itachi here, but I think we can eventually get to a point where Sasuke can maybe either goes two routes of life. He either becomes evil or actually more of an avenger, or eventually snaps out of that mindset. I'll figure that out later. So why don't we go over other techniques of Naruto? In terms of how the Byakugan and Hyuga techniques would work, Naruto will be very skilled in those departments. By the time he reaches around the age of 12, he will master both the 32 palm technique and the 64 palm technique. He will also be able to learn the Shaokon Jutsu because I don't think he would have the same amount of chakra control in this timeline. In fact, it would still be around the same horrendousness. But he'll also have tree climbing, which will help that out a little bit. But he is able to learn the Shaokon Jutsu from a lot earlier. Also, in addition to that, he also decides to put in lightning chakra into it, and it very much works out for him. This version of Naruto is pretty powerful. Also, I will have to make a note that Naruto does have all 5 chakra natures again, because I'm giving him Rinnegan abilities, and since we haven't had a full sample size of what the Tenseigan can do, I kind of have to write myself into this kind of little rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying? So, let's go into the Mizuki incident. Mizuki still tries to betray the village as usual. Naruto and Hinata and everyone are celebrating that they've all graduated, as Hinata is a bit more stronger in this timeline than the original canon version. How strong? I'm not going to get away that just yet. But they're all celebrating, and then they hear the Mizuki incident happen. And Naruto decides to eventually go out on his own, and then he sees Mizuki, and they meet up with each other. And then Naruto then asks, why is he doing this? Mizuki then answers, I want power, and I can get it from one of the disgraced members of the Sani, Orochimaru. Naruto then has probably heard about Orochimaru at this point and realizes that this could be a very bit of a disaster. Now Naruto is like, okay, what? Still, you don't think you can beat me, right? Shut up, demon. I know what you are. And Naruto at this point probably has actually had a bit of a talk here about what he actually was by Hiyashi Hyuga at a certain point in time. Because I think eventually the questions of why he's hated, I think Hiyashi would be a lot more wiser to tell him the truth a lot earlier. It's not going to be like around when he's around 8, but more so when he's a little more mature at around the age of 10. And he's actually, in a bit of a moment here, Naruto is able to accept this event, come to accept it. And he has a bit of a burden on his hands. Now Naruto will eventually say, those words are not going to affect me as much, especially since I already know what I am. And so, so you actually do know. Yes, I've been aware for a couple years now. And so Mizuki says, well then I have no qualms of destroying you at this point before I tell, because now I don't have to tell you the truth. And then Naruto then says, well, we'll see if you live here. And then Naruto activates his Tenseigan because he's had a bit of a grasp, and he eventually and he then summons about a horde of Shadow clones, and Mizuki gets beat up as usual. So, bye-bye. And that is going to take us into the actual team selection arc. So in this version of events, I do have Hinata finishing first in this version. In addition to that, so Naruto has his sister figure in this version. In addition to that, Sasuke and Naruto get paired together. Why? Because I think it just works, and I think having Sasuke and Naruto together is a nice, influential thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, who is our sensei? It's still gonna be Kakashi Hatake. Now now you're probably also wondering. So you're gonna have a 9 Team 7. There's gonna be no romantic relationship. There's just gonna yeah, that's correct. It's just gonna build between Naruto and Ino Yamanaka. So yeah. At around the time of when they start graduating, Naruto goes up to Ino and says, "Hey, do you want to And then Ino says, "Yeah, what? Do you want to go out for a bit of a like lunch?" And Ino's like, "Oh, like a little bit of a date? You can call whatever you want. Well, maybe." And then Ino then accepts, and then my boy Naruto is actually going to start dating Ino Yamanaka around the early points in time once he's actually graduated as a ninja. So I wasted no time in getting that relationship established. Now the reason is because Naruto's known Ino for a good while now, and I wanted to get this relationship going a little bit more, so that's fine. So the ship is actually now officially sailing. Now Naruto would probably want to, at this point in time, begin his little bell test training. Kakashi meets everybody up on the roof, and Naruto would have some different goals, unlike in the canon version. Naruto would want to be the Hokage because Hiyashi, having known Minato and having known Kushina as well, would have also told Naruto about his heritage. Naruto would probably want to become one of the strongest Hokages of all time, but leaves out his father. And he wants to also be an exemplary member of the Hyuga clan. He also likes training with his sister figure Hinata, and he also likes a little blonde girl named Ino Yamanaka, but he keeps that to himself. And that for Sasuke, his goals remain around the same, and Hinata probably would say some very different things. Now Hinata, I want to leave you an option of who Hinata pairs with here, but do not say freaking Sasuke. I actually I do have a bit of an interesting pairing that I kind of like, and I think it's kind of genius. I'll probably, it's with a certain feminine boy, or trap, if you want to call him that. So So, but Hinata at this point is actually still inspired by Naruto in this version because he does have a bit of a no give up attitude. She also again has to apply herself more, and Naruto is actually relatively nice. She's not as stern, and he also is getting encouragement from Neji. So again, she's a lot stronger in this version. Hinata would probably have her goals a lot different, and it's more so related to be a very strong kunoichi. So, and also she likes playing around with Naruto and Neji, who are two brother and sister figures in her life. So that's pretty cool. Now, Kakashi then announces the bell test, tells him to, not eat anything or else they'll puke. And I'll go over the bell test in the next episode. So this was a bit of a more interesting what if idea that I've had on the back burner for quite a bit of time. I really hope you guys really like this series, and I hope you want to see it become an actual series. So if you want the series to actually become an actual series, let's see if we can get likes for no reason. Hit 50 likes. Let's see if you want to show your support here. It's not an actual like goal because I will still probably do a series, and I probably will upload next week. But show your support here, and give us some, and let's see if we can get 50 likes on this little project. So yeah, I'll see you guys probably next on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, because my upload schedule goes every 2 days, and I think I'll probably come out with the Kushina Makoto What If on Sunday. Tuesday will probably be the Kakashi What If. Thursday I'll decide either the double upload day, or I could go with the double upload day on Saturday and upload Gamut Deku. So who knows? Alright, so yeah, I'll see you guys next time. This has been your boy Namasage. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and alright, I'm out. Your Ha.